I'm pretty much done with this shit show.
I understand. We're in the home stretch. You
shouldn't have picked a shitty movie. That's what the problem was.
We all voted on this movie. We all settled on this movie.
Yeah, I'm saying I should not have helped to pick a shitty movie.
Oh.
You take those music numbers out, and it's really not much going on here.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Welcome back to the Blues Brothers Minute, the show that watches for you the film The Blues Brothers 2 minutes at a time. My name is Tom Taylor, and I am joined once again by good old Mike DeMaria.
Well, I'm here this time. This time I'm actually in the studio.
Doesn't always happen. You can't always count on it. But here he is.
Right, and by in studio, I mean laying on my bed while you guys are doing wherever you are.
Mm-hmm. Well, what else would you have meant by in studio? In flagrante?
Right. Last episode, I literally mailed it in.
Right.
You did. It was beautiful. And it worked out just fine.
Mm-hmm.
We all learned a thing about donuts.
Right. And then I listened to it. Then I listened to it yesterday, the show. And then I listened to my parts and then kind of lost interest after that. And still have another still have another 15 minutes left to go listening to you two guys. I'll try to get through it tomorrow. All right.
Now we know. Dan, how do you feel about Mike's appraisal of the show and our roles in it?
Well, you know, I myself got tired of listening to it, and
interesting.
I haven't finished it either. And
I thought it was an enjoyable episode myself.
No, it is. You know, I'm a busy man, and it's just I feel the movie. I don't know if the podcast listeners have noticed, but it's a shitty movie, and we were just saying. It'd be a lot better if we had picked a movie that doesn't suck to do.
We all sat down. We talked about Blues Brothers frequently during Caddyshack, the Caddyshack Minute over at CaddyshackMinute.com. Yeah. We all agreed it's a fantastic film, and let's do it by minute, 2 minutes at a time, something like that. And we all were excited for it, and we dove in with both feet. That's not diving, that's jumping.
We misappraised. And that's all. It was just a mistake. No big deal. People make mistakes.
Do you think that is because you're watching it like in these stupid, weird chunks? Like, you know, just isolated? Or do you think if you sat down and watched the whole movie right now, you'd enjoy it?
No, I did watch it not that long ago, and before we started doing this.
Hold on.
Oh, here
Chicago.
we go.
I hear a little Chicago here.
They're bringing Mike in for not liking the Blues Brothers.
Cue it right up.
Scamods.
Bring up the Scamods.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's been approved.
And
I
see that's
I do remember having an inkling of a thought of like, I don't think this doesn't have the kind of legs that Caddyshack has, but we're going to do it anyway. This is not great marketing for the show that we're doing right now.
Well,
at the beginning of the episode.
Anyone listening to episode, 52 is in for the long haul, I would think. And we're still having fun. God damn it.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Anyway, like I said, this is episode 52 of the Blues Brothers, which covers minutes 21 and 122 of this movie, which sees Jake passionately kissing the newly won over Carrie Fisher before he drops her on the ground so that he and Elwood can make their escape. And then in these minutes, we get the opening of the Caddyshack Minute, which sounds very strange without going into, Al Chervik and all the yacht music and everything. Sounds very weird to me. And then, everybody's after the Blues Brothers, the cops and the good old boys. And the good old boys, the driver of the Winnebago, Tucker McElroy, realizes that he has a problem because his foot is glued to the gas pedal.
You
might have a problem here, Bob.
Tucker McGas pedal. You say a fucking word.
See, it's coming up and you're going to laugh.
It's my favorite line of all time.
I think watching a movie minute by minute or 2 minutes at a time or whatever is a good way to at least at the best greatly test your appreciation of a movie and your enjoyment of it.
Right.
It's not a good practice.
No. It's not the way you want to normally watch a movie.
No.
If
you have a movie you love.
If you have, say, a schedule that's very busy, a long work week, and you have only 1 minute of free time per day, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't use it to watch a movie.
No.
Just about any movie.
I mean, I watch movies sometimes in like half-hour chunks if I'm doing something, and even that feels like, oh, I've spent like 2 weeks watching, GoldenEye or something.
Yeah.
Like, this seems weird.
That's how it is for me now. It takes me weeks to watch a movie.
I don't feel like I've seen the movie in those circumstances.
Yeah,
it's strange.
Because anytime you sit down on the couch or sit down anywhere, you fall asleep within 15 minutes, anyways.
Yeah. I didn't like the pacing of the film. It was not good. It would play for a half hour, and then it would play for 15 minutes, and then next thing you know, it's 2 weeks later. I didn't like the pacing, and also the continuity problem. While the characters did seem the same, I had no beard in one shot, and then I had a beard in another shot. The viewer.
Yeah, it was late winter at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's like early spring.
It was jumping around all over the place.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I'm watching it swaddled in a blanket, one scene, and then the next scene I'm watching it outside on the porch. It doesn't.
Life doesn't work that way.
Right.
Got ridiculous. A porch over there? You got yourself a porch?
Can you, Mike? I'm not really hearing you super well. Are you?
Yeah, he's pretty quiet. You're pretty quiet.
You sound like you're very far away from the microphone.
Let me ask you this, guys. You guys who hate the movie so much. We're getting into. They're getting in their car. They're driving away. They're beginning the chase that basically ends the movie. And I'm wondering if at 2 minutes at a time this will be as enjoyable, or if it'll be kind of weird and awkward.
No, because I think there's a lot.
Drips.
I think this will be good. I think this will be good because there's a lot going on in these chase scenes that we can really concentrate on.
That's true.
I can sort of see it both ways. I think you got a good point there, Mike. But at the same time, there's a certain excitement and flow to a chase scene that it's gonna be completely lost.
We'll see.
We'll just have to get
break
right
a
through
chase scene down minute by minute. It's like breaking a song down and making it too slow so that you don't hear the melody anymore.
Right. Which I like to do. There's extra stuff in what we saw in these minutes that's not in the theatrical release of the film because we saw Elwood putting I forget what he did, like some sort of chemical or something on the cop tires, and then they're exploding and they're all bumping into each other and stuff.
Cop brakes.
And that's not in the regular movie.
Or theatrical release.
Cop brakes, cop tires, cop shocks.
Cop shocks.
Theatrical release.
Theatrical release. Yeah, you watch it with your opera glasses.
Yeah, I went and had a special massage called theatrical release.
Oh, was there jazz hands?
Drop a curtain around you.
No, there was to work out to work out a trigger point not in my thoracic region.
Oh,
theatrical thoracic release.
One of those pressure point things, huh?
Yeah. You had to work it off Broadway before you brought it to the big stage.
Off Broadway.
Hey,
yeah.
You made me angry. Now I got to work it off. I'm like a gym.
We're saying goodbye to Carrie Fisher. She's not in this movie anymore. She takes some pot shots at the boys as they drive away. You hate her.
Yeah,
I think that's sad.
I don't know. I don't hate her. I just don't like this like diversion in this movie. It just drives me nuts. Boom, 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 boom.
You sound right now like you're enjoying it.
I'm just enjoying my theatrical release.
Oh God, you're doing it live on the air.
So the bunch of cop cars are out in front of the Palace Ballroom, just sort of going back and forth. Yeah. Almost like if you looked at in a microscope, like a bunch of sperm or something trying to get around, go somewhere. There's like a kind of a weird analogy, but that's sort of what it's like.
After Mike's theatrical release,
right?
Slide that onto the microscope. Yeah,
right.
Science.
Thomas
Dolby.
That's right.
I never liked that song. Is that a good? That's not a good song, is it?
No.
I think it's probably a good song. I mean, I think I don't know if it's a good song, but I think I like it. But I understand now, like it's very It's like a curio of the 80s or something.
It's hard to take seriously. I think it's easy. I think Gary Newman, by comparison, in a similar type of music, is much better and more. You can take it more seriously.
Yeah,
it's 2 steps away from the Buggles.
I like that Buggles song, though. I think that's a good song.
Sure, me too.
Whatever.
I mean, it's not my jam, but when it comes on, I tap my toe.
Dan? Yeah. Oh, speaking of music,
yeah.
I don't think I reported this on the show. I came very close once again without watching The Incredibles. I came very close to just sobbing the other day watching something.
Oh,
what was it?
Isn't that interesting?
No, it wasn't The Incredibles. It wasn't Star Trek.
Well, wait, he did say, speaking of music, so it's got to be a musical, right? High School Musical?
It is not a musical, but it involves a band.
It wasn't High School Musical. Was it Tommy?
It was no. It wasn't Tommy. Oh wow, that's a good movie though. I like Tommy.
Yeah.
And Margaret with a hyphen and everything.
Fiddle about.
That's the sexiest scene in the whole movie.
No, you're thinking of the one with the suds, right? The Anne Margaret rolling
around
the floor
suds and the chocolate syrup and everything, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Anywho, that's not what I was watching. No, I was watching a You guys are gonna laugh at me. I was watching a documentary about Rush, and it was specifically about Rush's final tour that they just did a couple of years ago. They're not
with the washing
anymore.
machines. With the washing machines.
Yeah. Yeah, and the suds all over Anne Margaret. Yeah. No, yeah, they did it. They had washing machines on stage and stuff. I think that's from a previous tour. I don't know. They're bringing out all the stops, and there's this one moment in the documentary where they're talking about how it took them forever and every time you talk about this, you have to do the preamble. Who gives a shit about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? But there was the thing about how it took them ages to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and people were picketing and boycotting and writing letters and stuff. Get to rush into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Finally, they're being inducted, and there's this clip from the, I guess, induction ceremony in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio, and Jan Wenner's up there, and he's like, and from whatever, Quincy Jones, it's from Boston.
A woman who could sing anything with anyone at any time, the great Donna Summer. And from Toronto,
and there's this outrush of emotion for these guys. Like with that, he didn't even say the name of the band yet. There's a friend from Toronto, and everyone goes berserk. And something about that really got me. Just that I've said it before. That rush of emotion from nowhere will often get me right in the tear gland.
Yeah, I could see. I could see that. It's like you're not feeling good about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Just about other people feeling good about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it's,
or just not even the Rock, just people being excited about Rush. People were so excited about Rush.
Well, they're happy for Rush.
And they love Rush.
Be in.
Yeah, so it was the love for Rush, not so much about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was great. I'll post it. Look it up. You don't have to look it up, so I'll post it.
I'm just not going to tell you who they are. You guess. The godfathers of progressive metal, the high priests of high concept, Rush.
My first introduction to Rush when I was a kid was I got a Bob and Doug McKenzie record. Remember Bob and Doug McKenzie?
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, and they had on that record they had Geddy Lee on.
Yeah.
And they were doing their comedy bit with them and
Take Off
as a guest on the show, and then and EC was singing Take Off to the Great White North, and Geddy Lee was singing it, and I was like, oh, who is this Rush? And then I looked him up and said, okay, then this is all right.
See, that's I like that origin story. That's how you found them. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm sitting in my room listening to Bob and Doug McKenzie.
I love Rush. Anyway, that's my story. Did I also tell you guys about my flight home from San Francisco and who I was sitting next to?
Geddy Lee?
I did not sit next to Geddy Lee. I didn't tell you guys this. I was not sitting next to Geddy Lee. I got him.
He sat next to the biggest Rush fan in the whole world, Neil Peart.
No, I got on the plane. Long story, for some reason we were in first class. We like kind of lucked into like not quite cheap tickets for first class. And, anyway, and we and so I'm sitting with Sam, my son, and I'm looking. Okay, I'm sitting down the plane. I kind of look to my left. I'm like,
I gotta stop you right there. Nothing pisses me off more. Nothing pisses me off more than kids in first class.
Oh yeah,
when you're walking by and you see some little. Yeah, their legs ain't touching the ground. They have all the. They don't need the extra leg room. They don't need the champagne that comes with it. You know,
Dad, would you like my champagne? Would you like my hot towel?
Why, of course.
As far as I'm concerned, they're second-class citizens.
Who kids?
Kids.
Yeah. So then, if you put them in first class, it's like they're half class.
Yeah, that's probably so you're turd.
Right. So you're sitting next to your son.
He was delighted. He had fun in first class. So I'm sitting there and I turn and I look and I'm like, oh my God, that's William Shatner. I'm sitting right next to him, directly across the aisle from William Shatner.
No.
100%. No. It was absolutely William Shatner.
Did you say sabotage?
I asked him.
Just said sabotage.
Yeah. So I just heard, hey, Sam, do you think someone's going to, what do you call it when you break something on purpose so that it won't work and then it'll ruin things for other people? And he never chimed in.
Fuck. Sabotage the system.
Did you say it sickens me when you correct me? No, what you should have done, you should have had Sam correct you on something. You should have said like sabotage. And he correct you and say, Sam, don't ever correct me. It sickens me when you correct me.
Then he would have just gotten up and left. He would have left the plane. But yeah,
so he was sitting right next to you, or
he was sitting across the aisle from me. I was like, 3 feet from him. And I spent an hour just texting all my friends, telling them, "Oh my God, I'm right next to William Shatner." And I actually I decided within like a minute that I wasn't going to say anything to him. I'm like, he's just a guy. He's just sitting there reading a book.
Decision.
Just wants to be left alone. Give him his dignity, for God's sake. And I decided, like, you know what? I'll tweet him. I'll tweet him right now while I'm on the plane, and he won't see it right now. I'll see it later on. And so I tweeted him like, dear Mr. Shatner, dear at William Shatner. I'm sitting next to you on a plane right now, and I've decided not to say hi.
I'm leaving you alone.
I'm a creepy stalker.
I'm letting the world know that I'm leaving you alone, and I'm broadcasting it to everyone within the sound of my typing. And I think you're awesome, and it's a thrill just sitting here near you, and I hope you have a good flight, whatever. So I just left it at that. I mean, well, yeah, like I texted all my friends, and they're all freaking out and telling me to say hi to them and get an autograph. I'm like, nope, gonna leave them alone. Nope. Just trying to fly. Doing good.
That's pretty. I mean, that's like that's your big show is Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's all I thought about the entire time. I thought about like every scene of Star Trek, and I'm like, wow, okay, that guy, that's him. Like he went from, it's like, Jerry Porter's story about Eddie Van Halen. We like saw him in the 7-Eleven. He's like, oh, that's the guy from like the top of the bookshelves in the Hot for Teacher video. He went from that to like buying a burrito here at the 7-Eleven. It's like, oh, there's like a line following William Shatner from like kissing Uhura in season 3 to like getting on this plane and sitting next to me and my son. Yeah. That's fantastic.
To recording Common People.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah. Post that too. Now sitting next to Tom Taylor, the world's biggest Star Trek fan. And the guy does nothing.
What did your son think?
My son barely cared. He actually barely cared.
He goes, no.
I made a big deal. I was like, Sam, don't look over there and don't freak out. But that's William Shatner that guy right there. And he's like, really? Oh, okay. And he only barely cared when I told him later, like, oh, you know what? He's a voice on Futurama. He did a voice on Futurama once because he watches that show. He's like, oh, now I kind of care. I'm like,
no, did you when you got home? Did you like turn the? Did you when you got home? Did you turn the lights on your house and then point to everything there and say, "That's William Shatner. That's William Shatner." See that little action figure over there? Yeah. That's him. That's him.
I'm drinking out of the shirt I'm wearing.
That's him.
Spartacus.
That's him. Yeah, my underwear.
That's your real
that's
father,
him.
Son. Yeah, it was good to see him though. God bless that man.
Somebody just screamed.
That's my wife.
Tell her to cram it with walnuts.
I think I will.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Wait, who?
She's not ugly, but that's the phrase. Ugly.
Ugly.
Isn't it?
Cram it with walnuts. Ugly.
I don't care if you're ugly. I just want to kiss you.
I don't care. I don't care if the team is struggling. I just want to kiss you. Thanks, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
All right. I'm back, kids. I'm back.
Hey, listen.
So,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Mike has the floor.
So I sent in that rant about the donuts, right? You guys like that?
You did. That was beautiful. I liked it.
Okay. Well,
yeah, that was good.
I'm going to have another installment of the Donut Chronicles coming up soon.
Oh, really?
Because on Thursday there's one of my coworkers, or one of the coworkers that has worked there for a while. She's leaving for another job, and she likes donuts, right? So what somebody else is doing, they're going to have it's like a donut party. So they sent out an email to say, okay, she really likes donuts, so let's all go out and get, like a half a dozen donuts from a different place, right? From a different artisanal, so Stan's Donuts will be representative. I'm going to go to this bakery called Allegretti's, who I think have the best donuts in the land. Ooh. I'm going to grab some of that. Okay. So everybody's going to grab donuts from everywhere except no Dunkin' Donuts. See what I'm saying?
That's pedestrian.
It's pedestrian, and it sickens me when I see the Dunkin' Donuts.
Sickens me.
So so my plan is I'll go to the donut place in the morning, and I'm going to get like a dozen, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll destroy one right in the car, right before I pull out of the parking lot. I'm going to destroy one.
Get a baker's
I'll take one down. Yeah, I'll wrestle one to the ground, and then
you're coming with me.
Right, but yeah, you're coming with me the hard way. But then so then when I get to work, then we're going to lay it out. We have this big spread of different donuts from different places. Now, what do I do? Do I do the quarters, or do I just decide? And it's going to be tough for me to say, you know what? It's going to be tough for me to say, you know what? Pick 2 donuts. Just take them and eat them slowly with a cup of coffee. Right?
Yeah. This is after you've destroyed one in the car?
Yeah, I've already destroyed one in the car. That's inevitable.
That's a given.
I just do that right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's a given. And there's no enjoyment of it because it's such a fast destruction of a donut that it's just it's just all over your shirt and on your pants, crumbs on your car seat. It's just a disgusting ride to work.
Lots of dignity in that.
Yeah, that's going to be
dignified way of eating a donut.
Yeah, you destroy that right off the bat, and then you get to work, you lay it out, and everybody just stands there and waits because you have to do it. Nobody can touch any of the donuts until the person of honor shows up.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So you're all just standing around, looking around, and then they show up, they say a few words, then you start doing it. Do you just take a donut, put it on a plate, or do you start pouring water?
Fucking thing sucks!
What do you do? What am I going to do?
I kind of like the image of just sitting down with a full donut and literally a cup of coffee and just enjoying it. That sounds really nice. I mean, is your main concern that just the nutritional value, the impact on your body, your body doesn't need 2 donuts or 3 if you count the one you just scarfed in the car? Like what's keeping you from just, eating as many donuts as you want?
I don't know. It could be.
I'm not saying you should.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just like a mental disorder or like some sort of I don't know. But if I eat this, if I take the one donut, I'm going to try to eat it really slow, like, like that.
That would be great. I mean, if you're going to eat a donut, if you're going to eat something enjoyable, that's how you should eat it. You should just enjoy it as much as you can, savor it.
Yeah, like Ren in Space Madness when he ate the bar of soap thinking it was an ice cream bar.
Please, Tam.
Yeah. You coveted my ice cream bar.
My ice cream bar.
And he eats a
Well, you'll have to let us know.
I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll figure it out. There'll be some stories because I'll talk to people about donuts while I'm standing over there.
Yeah.
Because the whole theme is donuts.
Pull your workplace people. Say, hey, how are you going to eat this donut? You call that eating a donut?
Mm-hmm.
You only took half a donut. Oh, you took a quarter of a donut. that really going to be all the donut you have?
Or you take all the knives. You take all the knives and just throw them away and say, okay, now what is everybody going to do? Because I know everybody wants to cut a piece of the donut. What are you going to do now? What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
How do we maneuver this?
Well, I look forward to your report.
I'll report back.
Yes.
I'll report back and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Yeah, let us know.
I will. Let it snow. What?
Let it snow.
Oh.
I stand by Dan's statement.
No. I said lettuce. No.
Lettuce. No, thank you.
Well, go back to this to the movie here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think so? You're at the famous line now that it's dark. We're wearing sunglasses, half pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think that this is like the inception of the movie? Was this line like? Did this line become? Did this line come before the movie? The chicken the egg thing.
Oh, it's interesting.
Huh.
It does sort of sum everything up, doesn't it?
Yeah, the car door slam. It's like the pause. It's like the capstone, the zenith of this whole movie is this line.
Yeah, it's all been building to this, and now it's just going to ride out from this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that could be their Magna Carta, their mission statement.
Right. They constructed this house of lies around this one line.
Dan's furious.
This house of lies and cards.
See, now I'm worried about doing any other movie, because what if we pick a movie that we sincerely all love and expect to enjoy talking about minute by minute throughout the entire thing, and then we get halfway through, we're like, oh, God, when is this going to be over?
Or is it the opposite?
Yeah.
Or is it opposite? Do you pick a mediocre movie or a movie that? What if we picked over? What if we picked Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone? Like, oh, this is gonna be a joke, and then we start picking it apart minute by minute. We're like, holy smokes,
it's a masterpiece.
It could cut either
is
way.
The way he had that, Over the Top. Oh my God!
The way he had that weight machine in this truck there, and he was doing those tricep push downs while he's driving that rig. That's fantastic.
We talked about this movie before, right?
Yeah.
Over the Top.
Oh, I can't. Of course, it's one of the best.
The main prize for the winning, he's an arm wrestler, and the main prize for winning is a truck.
Yeah.
And he happens to need a new truck.
That's right.
I mean, who come up with that shit?
Right.
It's called screenwriting.
It's unbelievable.
It's like saying, I need a new knee. And I can't get one anywhere else, but hey, I just stumbled upon this competition where the prize is a brand new knee, the left one, the exact same one I need.
Mike DiMaria style.
And it's a Chinese checkers competition, and I also happen to be a great Chinese checkers player.
This is in the bag.
I play it in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I play it in my car. I play it in my sleep. Chinese checkers. Yeah,
I sleep in a bed with my entire family and my grandpa. All I want in the world is golden ticket. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be great if there was a golden ticket that would take me away from all of this? Wouldn't it? That kind of thing.
I got a golden ticket.
Keep going. It's a beautiful song. Keep going.
No, that's all. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Hey, we heard from a listener on Facebook who has a very good question that I cannot participate in at all, but you guys might be able to. Carl Verhelst on Facebook.
Lip balm.
Carl Lip balm asks, can you guys talk about your
ticket?
Can you guys talk about your favorite and least favorite baseball logos / uniforms?
Oh boy!
Oh yeah, I saw this one. So I agree.
Thoughts, Mike, you want to go first?
So Tom. Why don't you just check out for the evening?
Okay.
Why don't you cut off early and go
look at some porn on my phone?
Go spend some time with your wife, and
okay, that's
Dan and I will take it from here. So Dan, right off the bat, I think we should take out our bias, right? So let's remove the Tigers, because let's
remove the Tigers. Although, come on, I mean, I think we can all agree. I think all of baseball agrees that that's a classic.
Yeah,
classic uniform and logo. I mean, there's no. Yeah. I mean, you could try to take out your bias, but objectively speaking.
Yeah, home and away. Forget about it. Even home and away, from 68 through 84, those away jerseys, loved them.
Yeah. Among the best.
So we could just remove that. Yeah, we'll put that on the shelf, a classic.
But in the interest of we want to avoid conflict of interest, we'll go ahead and say set the Tigers aside.
Right. And I think we can both, I know Dan and I will both agree on the worst logo.
On the worst
in baseball
logo. I don't know that we'll agree on the worst logo. I've got some thoughts.
No, but I think there's one. I think we should do the same thing here. We should take out the most obvious of the worst offensive logos in baseball. Just take it out right away.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? And
they have gotten rid of the Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Indians have gotten rid of that logo, have they not? Or...
Yeah, but it took. I mean, we're only a couple of years out from that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I want to interject. Carl, who wrote this in, he actually gives his idea for the worst. Do you want to hear that now, or should I let you guys deliberate first?
No, let's deliberate first. Okay. Unless it's that. Is it that one?
No.
Let him.
Okay, then that's good. Let's leave that aside.
Okay.
So we take the best out. We take the Tigers out. We take the most offensive out. The Cleveland Indians, right? Dan?
Yeah. Now, are we talking about front of the jersey, or are we talking about what goes on the hat?
We can double down. We could say the logo. Because the hat's the logo. We could say logo, but then uniforms is a different story.
It's two entire. There's almost no overlap there for me.
Let's do our favorite hat. Just say the hat, and then uniform. So two different. One is the hat. We'll call that the logo, and then the uniform jerseys, the tops. I could just tell you some of my favorite logos. I do like the Red Sox logo. I don't like a very busy logo, so I don't like the Twins logo. I don't like the, I don't so much like the Mariners logo or the Milwaukee Brewers, any of that stuff. But I like almost all the other ones. Reds. I like the Orioles, that little bird with the hat on. I like that the bird that hat has a bird with a hat on it.
What's on the bird's hat?
Yeah, it's birds all the way down.
Same hat.
I like
it's like the mirror thing. You just keep looking through the mirror.
As much as I hate the Cardinals and their stupid best fans in the world kind of bullshit, they have a great classic logo with that bird sitting on the bat, it's pretty good. I love the Cubs. Very simple. I like that kind of stuff. Don't like the Diamondbacks. Very annoying. I don't like the Royals, but I suspect that's because I just don't like the Royals, so that's probably getting in the way. Mets is a little busy, although I do like the Mets. Yankees have a great logo. Got to hand it to them. Blue Jays have a nice logo. That's my thoughts. Nationals is boring. Texas is boring. Rays are boring. Go.
Are you looking at these, or are you just going through in your head?
In my head.
No, just going through in our heads.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I was always a fan of the Pittsburgh Pirates P.
That's great.
On the hat.
Very simple.
But I loved it in the 70s with the like the prison hats or the stovepipe
shaped hats. Greatest.
The stovepipe. Tom's laughing, but they actually had stovepipe hats.
I think, can we agree also that the greatest time for the greatest time ever for uniforms was about mid 70s to mid 80s? With the full powder blue uniforms for the Phillies and the Royals, and the
Cardinals
had the
Cardinals had that,
and the Cardinals,
blue too.
Just the greatest. They half-ass it now.
And then you had also the Pirates and the White Sox for a period had collars on their jerseys. They
had collars like the old jerseys back in the 1900s.
Old timies. And then do you remember when, I don't know how long they did this, but the White Sox also wore shorts for a while?
It was only 1 year.
That? Wow.
They had shorts, which is just an abomination.
They were fucking
Let's
shorts.
Talk a little bit about, let's have a little side thing here about the embarrassment that is White Sox jerseys over time and White Sox uniforms. This is a team that hasn't been able to figure out what color scheme it wants to use. They are the White Sox, but they've been green and white. They've been red and white. They've been blue and red and white. They've been black and white. There's something to me that's annoying about just pick a color and go with it. Mm-hmm. All the teams now,
and that's where I give
the new ones are too focus tested, so they'll constantly be shifting in and out of color schemes. Like the Diamondbacks will be there'll be turquoise, then there'll be black, then there'll be dark red, and then the Rockies will decide on purple for a while, and then they'll go to something else. It's just like pick a color. It's going to go in and out of style, but you got to think in the 100-year span. And if you switch too often, you're going to look weak, and no one's going to care, and you're going to look stupid.
Speaking of color schemes, the one city that picked a color scheme and all their teams went with was Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I
like that.
You had the Pittsburgh. You had the Penguins, the the Penguins, the Steelers.
Yeah.
And the Pirates, all just black and yellow.
Yep, and then
Classic.
If you go to one of the games and you only have clothes for the other team, you can just wear those, and it's fine.
You're fine.
You're set up, for the day. I like that. Always like that about Pittsburgh, and they're a similar city, Rust Belt city, similar to Detroit in that way. Can I just also say, as an Oakland resident, the A's have picked Kelly green and yellow. And they stuck with it, and it got ugly because the times changed, but they didn't change, and that's how you do it.
That's impressive.
That's classic, yeah.
You stay with the colors.
You focus test that. Yeah, the focus group just gives you the finger.
Yep.
And you just say, you know what? We're not changing.
Yeah, we're not changing.
We're not changing.
Tough. We're sticking with it. And now they got the bright green, Kelly green jerseys with the striped socks and the white cleats, and now everybody loves it. So there you go. It comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but stuff like Boston and New York, that doesn't go out of style. Reds are just always red and white. Classic logo. Looks good. I have lots of thoughts about this. I can keep going.
All right, now some of the worst. But then you got like the Astros from the 70s with like the rainbow color across the middle of the shirt. I see why
you can't do it, but I love the gumshoe.
That's one of the worst.
Just going for it. I do love that, and I miss it. No one goes for it anymore.
It's like a red carpet fashion show. Taking risks. I love the way it just came out and took a risk.
It's like they hired some guy to come up with the jerseys for the Astros, and then he went into a 7-Eleven and ran into Eddie Vedder. and he was like, all the way. And he's like, you're right, I'm doing it. I'm handing in rainbow jerseys with weird shit, and we're gonna have the strikeout king of all time dressing up in one of those every day. It's just unbelievable.
It's like,
I love it.
It's more like you went into when it was 7-Eleven and you ran into Bob Fosse buying a burrito, and he's the one that told you to go all the way.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It was Bob Fosse with the jazz hands. But I'll tell you what, you go to an Astros, you see those Astros games on TV, lots of people wearing those old jerseys. You go to an old Angels game, absolutely nobody wearing old Angels jersey, because who gives a shit? You didn't take any chances. They didn't do anything.
Why am I enjoying this conversation? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I can't picture any of this stuff, but I'm enjoying the conversation. What does that say about you guys?
It's also the beauty of you go to a Tiger game and everybody's wearing the home jersey. That's the same jersey that Ty Cobb wore. Maybe a little difference in the D, but you know what?
A little different.
But it's gone. But that jersey is not changed in 100 years.
Yeah, decades upon decades. They just said go the old English D and stick with it. When they went with it, it was just an English D. It wasn't even old yet.
No, it didn't go.
And now it's an old English D.
Yeah, they went old timey somewhere in the 20s.
It was a new English D when they started.
And they said this is not good enough. We got to go old.
Let this TH for a while.
Yeah.
All right. So what is our listeners' list of?
My pick for the worst, Carl says, Marlins by far. Any year, home or away, they're just the worst.
Well,
in a teal,
I have some thoughts.
Color.
Well, listen. The old Marlins logo I did not like. I like the new one, though, very much. And I like the teal. You're from Miami. Go with teal.
It's true.
Like I say, go for it. Go. And they had that. And they took down that giant sculpture. Tom, in center field, Miami built a new stadium. And in center field, they built a home run sculpture, which is the gaudiest, most insane thing you've ever seen. Like when a Miami Marlins player hits a home run, which is about once a week, this sculpture would go off and it would shoot water, and these two like animatronic dolphins on sticks would they'd go over these arches and there would all this water would spray everywhere, and it was like a home run sculpture. And they took it down because, again, the focus tested thing, like I don't understand. Like they wanted to be taken more seriously or something, and I don't understand why you would take down something so fun and so unique. It's like you just want to suck all the uniqueness out of baseball because that's what happens when you focus test everything.
Keep baseball weird.
Gotta go with it. And it was cool. And I disagree on that. I like the new, especially the new Marlins stuff. The last few years have been very good. The old one was god awful. I agree.
I'll look them up so I can weigh in even a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
There you go.
But it's got a sort of tropical beach theme, which is cool.
Sure,
it should be
kind of like Miami,
like a place. But that's what makes the Rockies so damn ridiculous. Like. That's a cool name. It's geographical. It's topographical even. But it's like a big mountain range, and it's purple. Like, why is it purple? It's not the purple Rockies.
It's a Purple Mountains Majesty.
Well, do you know why? I was just going to say Purple Mountains Majesty.
Okay, I take it back. Okay. That's legit, I guess.
Beautiful. Suddenly it's beautiful.
I think purple is a little ridiculous for a baseball uniform, but okay. Take a chance.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It's fine. All right.
Well, there Carl, you go. There's our take on it. We just mentioned.
Yeah.
So Carl's
sounds like you had the wrong answer, Carl, for worst for worst jersey. What are you gonna do? Not jersey,
wrong,
uniform.
But that's fine. He took a chance.
We had fun.
Yeah, he's wrong. The worst one.
Is he a page? Is he a Patreon?
I don't think he is.
Oh, then he's wrong.
He's wrong. He's completely wrong.
I think for worst logo right now, I got to go with. Probably, I think I'm gonna have to go Milwaukee Brewers. They could be so much better, and it sucks. But because it's all about beer, right? And they used to have an old one, which is just this big puffy baseball glove with a baseball in the middle. That was cool back in the Robin Yount, Paul Molitor days.
I love that one.
And Cecil Cooper and all that. But now they've got this really boring M with this like what I imagine is a piece of barley underneath it. Just a little absurd, just a little boring and dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Why have the barley there when they should just have like a big foaming mug,
of beer? Do something fun.
Just have that with a big frothy head. Yeah.
Just a big Stein.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stein.
All right.
You're gonna look funny trying to play baseball with no fucking day.
Oh. Well, speaking of listeners, I saw on Facebook that one of our listeners, I think it's Eric Nash. Does that make sound right?
Sure.
Eric Nash.
Yes.
Is in Chicago right now.
That is right. He invited me to go to Galloping Ghost and play video games, and I wasn't able to. You know why? Because I had to record this goofball show.
Because you're here.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Where is he from? Like,
I am ashamed to say I'm not sure. I think he's not from crazy far away. He made it to Chicago for the Movies by Minutes thing a couple of years ago, and he's in town for a Star Wars Celebration where I will be headed this weekend. Yeah. Where is that? At Rosemont, right? No, at McCormick Place. You should come down. You should come down like afterwards and meet a bunch of nerdlingers. It'll be great. What day are you going? I'm going on Sunday, but there might be like a meetup of like-minded people on Saturday down there. Or maybe Sunday. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. To show you off. All right. Well, hello, Mr. Nash. Yes. I hope you're having fun with Dig Dug and Smash TV. Yeah, you know, at Galloping Ghost, you can just play all of Smash TV, just from beginning to end. Wow! Never spend all your money. It'd be great. I like Dig Dug. Dig Dug. You know, my friend and I found once. We found a 2-player Dig Dug where you play at the same time. It was very strange. Really? Yeah. I'd never seen that before. What's that all about? It was really weird. The nice perverse thing to do in Dig Dug would be to you start to blow up one of the monsters, but if you blew him up like almost until he popped, but then stopped, he would start to recede again a little bit, and you go gunk and like pump him up again, and just keep doing that for like an hour. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. That's a great move because then you can crush him with a rock, which is more points. Yeah. So you puff him up a little. Yeah. Right below the rock, and then you get him all puffed up so he can't move, and then as he's deflating, you hit the rock and it crushes him. That's maybe get a couple of his friends in there too. Yeah. Take them all out. Punks. Big orgy of points. You don't know how good it felt when you were a kid and you put a rock on about 3 of those things, and it just was like the greatest feeling in the world. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. No wonder so many girls are into me.
That was a weird idea for a game. Imagine the pitch for that game. Okay, so you're a guy, and it's a cross-section view of the Earth, and you're underground, and you're digging, and you can dig tunnels, but you also have a big pump with you.
Sure.
And there's a nozzle connected to each monster, and you can pump them up, and you've been kicked out of the office by then by the Williams company.
Yeah.
I said I wanted ideas.
Get out. Right.
Do you think like all the most popular video games of that era were the super weird ones that just the pitches must have just been insane? Like, like you could barely describe it and sound like a logical person, but then the game itself is really fun. Yeah, you're like a knight and you're riding around on like an ostrich or something, and there's no like fire buttons or anything. It's just like you hit the flap button and that'll make you flap your wings so you go up and down that way, and you eat the eggs so they don't turn into other knights. And there's a pterodactyl or something. And
all the islands float. And and here's what's going to make our game really different. Are you listening? Inertia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is actually a pretty fun game. The way that you have to sort of plan for how you're going to be flying after you hit something. Like you can't just stop. Like you're flying, so you could. It makes the game really unique. I think
it's hard.
Joust.
Yeah, you have to land right on that guy at just the right time. If you're a little bit off, he'll kill you.
If you go head to head, you're dead. If you're 5 degrees north of that, he's done.
Yeah, and you got to do that with just like floating through the air. Just flap at exactly the right time.
Egg pops out of his big flying ostrich cloaca.
Yeah,
you get that.
When you catch that, in midair without even trying, that's a fantastic feeling.
Sweet. I love that game.
That guy was my enemy. Now he's an egg.
Here's another one. You're like, okay, you're a weird animal on a big pyramid with squares, but except for the pyramid is floating in space. And so if you jump in the wrong direction, you fly off into an endless expanse.
No.
Yeah.
Hubert.
Yep. Or here's a guy. Okay, new game idea. 2 big white sticks with a square ball bouncing back and forth, and you have to keep it going.
Here's $10,000. Go make it.
Yeah.
I mean, here's $20. Go make
$20.
Yeah. And this game we could sell the same game over and over again as soccer, hockey, tennis,
pong. Yeah.
And for you hockey fans out there, we got a game for you.
All the
we sell one machine. Yeah, we sell them one machine with a couple of knobs, and we tell them this machine comes with 25 games.
You guys know Arkanoid?
Oh, Arkanoid. I liked Arkanoid.
Yeah, that's a great game. But what's funny about that one is it's just you're a pad at the bottom and you got a little wheel, and you just have to keep the ball from going past you. And the ball is knocking through squares, and there's all this other physics involved to it. It's weird physics land, its own rules.
Yeah.
But what's funny about it is they actually do bother to give the game a narrative.
Oh, they do?
You finish that round and it goes like, oh, you passed the spaceship or you did the thing. And it's like, that was the big challenge of the universe that I had to just keep a ball going on a pad.
The universe is for losers.
Yeah, universe is all, I guess God's a nerd. Who knew?
I remember in the early 80s, my dad came home with a box full of game systems that somebody, my dad had like a landscaping. He worked in landscaping and had a couple of guys that were like, I don't know if they were all, they were all kind of shady. He said a couple of guys at work just gave this box of these gaming systems. He was here, take them. So, but it was like all these weird gaming systems. One was the Pong one with the knobs. But then there was the Bally system, which was I just remember the controllers were the handle of a gun.
Oh wow!
It was just the handle. Nothing. It was nothing else. It was just like the grip of a gun, and on the top of it had like a knob that you turned, but you could also move like a joystick.
Oh, that's weird! Crazy.
And I don't remember the games that were on it, but there was like 4 of these systems. And they were all with the rabbit ears that you would just, you'd go get the butter knife.
Right.
And you would park yourself in front of the TV and you'd go back there. Well, the butter knife was always there. The butter knife was always behind the TV because you just left it there.
Yeah, for when you need it.
And you just go there and you would hook it up and you'd get a couple shocks, but then you would hook that thing up and then you would flip that switch. And it was like a whole new world. It was like, I am now tapped into this, this different system.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was like Tron. You felt like Yeah, you felt like you were inside the game now because now you flip the switch.
I have entered another dimension.
Yeah.
A dimension called Saturday afternoon.
Where nerds are kings.
What are you laughing at? No one laughs at you here.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan and I saw each other, Mike.
Hey, listen. Oh, yeah.
In San Francisco.
I know that. I forgot. Right.
Yeah. And we hung out and we had a nice dinner and I didn't talk enough. According to Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom didn't talk enough. And just setting aside, should we play this on the next one or this one?
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. Maybe we should save it for the next one.
Because we're running out of time.
Yeah. We'll save it for the next one.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Forget I said anything.
Okay.
All right, but maybe we should talk about you visiting, though.
Yeah.
Tom didn't talk. He didn't talk enough.
Yeah.
And he just sat there and stared and looked goony, and and his son just sat there, kind of taking after his dad.
Chip off the old block.
And Jody was a delight.
Jody's a delightful conversationalist, whereas I am.
She's very good conversationalist.
Just a sort of awkward.
Couldn't shut her up, I bet.
No.
Well, you couldn't, but in a good way.
Right. Tell me more, Jody.
Well, yeah, of course.
Some people talk a lot, and it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a
that's
gift.
exactly what I meant. Wink, wink.
That's why Mike only wants to come over if Jody's going to be around. Doesn't want to just be staring across the table at me. So, Mike, how you feeling? What's going on in your life? Would you like some more
dip?
Shatner
on a plane.
Yeah, you saw William Shatner on a plane. Yeah, you saw William Shatner on a plane. I've been crying in my car for the last 45 minutes.
Boy, what a couple of fun guys to be hanging out.
Yeah.
Let's
you want to paint the town red. Yeah, let's get a pizza and let's watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah,
you and me.
YouTube videos.
We're pals.
You and me.
You know what? Moi.
You and moi. You hear me?
I had kind of a vision today. Like I was, like when you have those visions and you see people like staring with a smile on their face, like, they'll be like looking at their partner and they're like, what are you staring at? Well, I just had a vision of the two of us 20 years from now, sitting on the porch waiting for the kids to come home to come visit us. Blah,
like
blah,
in Raising Arizona.
It was kind of like I went and picked up a bag of Sun Chips for the kids.
Here we go.
I had the Sun Chips. Yeah. And I just had this like flash of me in a van, parked in a Walmart parking lot because rumor is that they let you park your car and sleep in it overnight.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I had this vision of me in the back of a van with like some makeshift table and a makeshift cot with a nicely ripened avocado.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And a bag of Sun Chips. And I cut the avocado in half and I'm just dipping the Sun Chips into the avocado. But that was my vision.
Right.
And you rushed home to tell your kids about it.
Sure.
It's going to be okay.
No, I didn't rush home to tell anybody. It's not going to be okay.
I got something to live for. Jesus told me so.
You're going to be okay.
I'm going to be eating Sun Chips in the back of a van.
Right.
Oh boy. It sounds like it's by your choice though. So that's a positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Living the dream.
All right, Tom. Well, let's run with that.
I'm trying to put a good spin on it for you.
Yeah.
I'm your friend.
I'm trying to help.
Okay.
Running a gym.
Yeah, you're not helping.
Yeah.
Running a gym. Hey, we haven't talked about this movie. We haven't talked about these minutes. Not one second.
It's just
we barely
a bunch
have.
of
She shoots
cars
at them. All the
driving
cops
around.
shoot at them. Nobody seems to care that Carrie Fisher has an automatic rifle thing that she's shooting willy nilly.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's fun to see Tucker
Right.
McElroy
Yeah,
having
that's
some trouble
funny,
with
yeah.
the glue on his thing.
Right. I want you see if
Yeah. Blues Brothers Minute.
that's
everybody.
later.
I guess shit kickers can handle glue,
Yeah.
right? A pair of shit kickers
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It's Tucker McElroy for crying
Is
out
it
loud.
now? It's derogatory to say shit kickers to refer to a person, but I think it's okay when you're actually talking about the pair of shit kickers that he's wearing.
I think that's probably fine.
Right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's true.
You're doing the right thing.
It's all right.
Hey, should we do trivia or something to get out of here?
I guess we should.
All right.
Okay, you better go slow. Slow. What's the?
Neither of us, of course, has anything ready. But I will try to.
I can pick something here. Hold on. All right, you can do that.
As you know.
Better go slow.
As you know, I got the entertainment question. I'm good at. Last time, you may hear, Mike, that we almost got like all Blues Brothers minute themed questions in a way. We had a Rowdy Yates question.
Mm-hmm.
We had a question about Ed Norton, which was of course the Art Carney situation. Yeah, it was, and then we had a question where the answer was the Goons.
Oh, that's right. And I should have gotten it, and I didn't.
Yeah,
on account of I'm a goon.
Tom's a goon. So,
all right.
I got some Blues Brothers trivia. Everybody wants that.
If you got that, we can do that.
Yeah, because we need to add some Blues Brothers to this
we need a little bit Blues Brothers in this Blues Brothers podcast.
There's been none. Just driving a car, John Candy.
Yeah, it's all good. All right. Yeah. Who speaks the first full sentence in the movie?
Full sentence?
I don't know what that means.
Says the first full sentence in the movie.
The prison guard.
Yes, an unnamed prison guard.
Yeah.
What kind of car did Jake and Elwood use as the Bluesmobile before Jake went to prison?
Cadillac.
Gosh, you're good.
Cadillac.
I didn't know that. It's a Cadillac.
That's right. Going. Yeah, that's very good.
What was the number of the police car that flipped over inside the mall? Wow.
The police car.
The police car.
The number of the police car?
16.
Jeez.
It was 10. No one's going to get it. It's 10.
Close. That's pretty close.
I'm going to go with car 54. Go ahead.
Complete the sentence. This place has got...
everything. Right.
Everything. That's right. I'll give you one more. What was the full name of the Nazi party in the film?
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I'm not going to get it, but I know what scene they say it in.
The American Socialist White People's Party.
This party. Oh, that's right. Yeah. The White People's Party.
What are you going to do about it?
Oh, yeah. Whitey.
And
that's the best part of the movie.
That was trivia.
And he's a cat.
Ah, good job.
He's a cat.
Great job.
Great job to you guys. Welcome back, Mike. We all did a beautiful job not talking about the Blues Brothers for almost an hour. I feel good about it.
We missed Mike.
Yeah. I say that the three of us come back next week and do this once more. Not once more, but again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do it at least once more.
In the meantime, everyone sing the praises of our patrons. Mark Bavora, Captain America, Snoke Porterhouse, Pork Snorterhouse, Matt Carson, Scott Bishop, Private Pile, May Flores, and Bill Turner.
Mother Scratcher.
It is. It's the same Mother Scratcher, I'm telling you. You should be one of these beautiful patrons. You should go over to patreon.com/ditchdiggers and join the party, support the show, get some free stuff, get some early access to this show. And feel like a good person, like you've done your part.
Yeah. Do your bit.
Find us on Twitter, Facebook, iTunes. What do you want to say, Dan?
Do your bit.
Do your bit. Make it happen. And please make something else happen until you come back next week for more Blues Brothers here on the Blues Brothers Minute.
Yeah.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.